Hello, welcome to this video. Today I am going to be talking about a life thing that has happened, and that is with pretty much my job. Um, so for those who know me, I've talked about this job before, where I basically work in a warehouse. I've worked for here for a while now, since 2022, and when I got to this current job, um, I was very scared. Not gonna lie, I was not confident at all. I was kind of distant from pretty much everybody at first, and it just was hard for me to get used to having a full-time job for real, and just kind of like having to wake up early in the morning and go to work in the morning every day, and just it felt sluggish. It's definitely one of the most awkward times in my life, but with this job I've kind of slowly worked up confidence here, and I was able to learn a lot more things, and pretty much learn a lot, and I've been able to kind of learn how to really kind of talk to people a lot more casually as well. But recently, um, I was offered a better position, a better title really, from my supervisor, because one of the brothers, which is a coworker of mine, he used to be an operator at this area, and basically at my work area, it's kind of like one area divided into like two parts. I work at like the first part. It's kind of like the A side. For the B side, the younger brother, because there's these pair of brothers who work in the area. The younger one left the area, and basically, was an operator himself. So there's usually a total of 4 operators that can be had at any given area, and since this younger brother was an operator, and he left now, my supervisor was just like, okay, this is awkward. um he was just like, so hey man, I'm not sure if you want to do this, but if you want to be an operator of the area B, just let me know. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Just because I was like, I might as well. I've been here for 3 years, and I just can't like awkwardly say no to this. Because when I first joined, like I said, I was like very like not confident at all, and I kind of only planned on being at this specific job for not too long either, really. So I just, you know, was kind of always like, I mean, I'm good with, doing this instead. And it was just very cringe to look back on, but it was just something that I was like, no, I'm not really ready to do like an operator yet for this specific machine. Um, but yeah, the last couple of weeks he came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure." So yeah, um, basically, I applied and I didn't really hear from him for a while, and then I was able to, fill out a thing, able to just fill out like a thing online, and uh, apply for the job, did all that business, and so yeah, I have the job now. Like, my supervisor was just like saying like, all right, thanks for filling it out and all that. And then he has like a thing where he just kind of like tells my coworkers like updates and not telling me. Like, he's done this a couple times where like he has like went up to my coworkers in the area that I'm at, and it's just like, so here's what's gonna happen with Matt, and then I don't know that, and now my coworkers are telling me something that my supervisor told them about me, and it's kind of like, all right, that's very annoying. Can I be told about like stuff that's gonna happen in regards to me, or is that like just too much? I was hoping, because this is kind of something that's always happened, that my supervisor would just tell me. Apparently, that's too much to ask. So basically the position that I'm going to is operator of Area B, and the thing with this machine is basically in this entire area, both A and B, A, which is the machine I've been working at, I load paper in the back area, like in a back area where I have this big table in front of me, and it's empty, but there's to the left of me a big stack of paper that I take in. I kind of like stack a lot of paper on top of it to a specific weight. That's what I've been doing for the past year at my current job. And there's a benefit to leaving my current position, because sometimes it's so strenuous on your hands, and just it hurts a lot after a while. And so what else? There's something else. Oh yeah, paper cuts. You get a lot of paper cuts in general this job, but because I'm so involved with paper in general, probably way more than everybody else, because I lift it all day, every day really. I got like tons of paper cuts if I didn't wear like plastic gloves. But the downside with plastic gloves is your hands get so sweaty and achy and just kind of like blah. So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, but so yeah, I do that. And then also in my area, we got like a new machine there, and it basically cuts paper into like different sizes, specifically for like the size of like the boxes we have, and eventually goes down the assembly line or whatever you want to say it as. But new machine, it's a longer area to work with and just a lot easier. The one at Area B, it does not have a loading table, so the thing that happens is if I work at the specific machine, I have to load and cut the paper on one kind of like 2-in-1 deal, as opposed to me being at Area A, where I can just load and there's already a cutter person at the area who is ready to cut the paper and all that. And so I just kind of got used to this current position. I'm trying to think. So yeah, I've kind of used this machine a couple times to cut paper. It did not go well. The only time I really remember was when I was like trying to attempt to cut paper, because the person who was cutting the paper left to the bathroom. So it's just like, alright, I'm over here. I'll let this process not stop. I will keep working. So then I just started to cut the paper, and the area for this one is so much smaller. It's an older machine, and I remember just like cutting the first half like in a horizontal way or whatever, and then after that you basically have to like change it like 90 degrees and cut it like vertically afterwards. And I was trying to shift the paper into the other position, and a lot of it fell in the back, So then I had to go around, fix the paper in the back as best as I could, and then that just wasn't working, so I went back in the front, tried fixing it from the front, but somehow I think it just all fell on the ground, and I just got so overwhelmed that I just kind of like walked away, and I really never got there again. And that's kind of like the biggest difference between the two machines. After that, it's pretty much the same process of like the assembly line, put stuff in the boxes and put it on the pallet and do all that stuff, and you know, you're good. And so I, you know, I'm just kind of scared in regards to, you know, the machine, but also as an operator I have to like know all these different codes. I have to learn how to like make labels and all that. The thing though is with these codes and the label making is that, you know, it's important to put stuff down in the computer because, you know, the supervisor just depends on that, and the company itself depends on that. So I have to get like used to like these codes and inputting stuff and all that jazz. I don't think I'll have an issue with that, obviously, but there's a sense of me being like, oh god, I don't want to fuck it up, and that it's something that I've always dealt with at this job, where whenever I go up to a computer and I have to do like an input of a code to like process something or whatever, I've mostly always been like not smart with it at all, and I've kind of always struggled because it's just like I don't want to like input something or just like do the wrong code and fuck something up, because that's not me. That's not gonna look okay at all. So I kind of always just let others focus on it. But I've started recently, within the past couple months, actually inputting codes in the computer and just like putting stuff in or down on the computer as like time codes and all that. You kind of have to. The thing I'm mostly scared of is not having the machine learning how to cut with paper in the small area. That's one thing, but that's doable. Obviously that's going to be a process. Is the label making, which is something that's entirely different, where you make labels to put on cases or boxes. So I know the process. I know the general process of making a label for that area, making labels in general from the label machine. There's easy steps at the bottom, and I pretty much know the process a little bit, but I just press a wrong button that I always interpret as like, oh, okay, I should just press this one, because that seems about right. I'll just do that one. And it's like, nope. And then just like, where you input the commands I have to do, or numbers, like a blue box just surrounds all that. It's impossible to do anything after that for whatever reason. So I always get stuck at that area, and I can never like figure it out for some goddamn reason. So I always just kind of like walk away from the printing area because of like how like stupid I am, and I just can't figure it out for some reason. And that's kind of the thing I'm most scared of, is just trying to like actually figure out the printing area, because like I said, I know I have to like deal with like computer stuff for YouTube and all that and figure that out, but the difference is this is a hobby, okay? And on the opposing side is work, okay? So obviously my brain, my autistic ass brain, is just gonna be like, work no fun, work bad, I don't like it. So my brain just kind of like shuts off, and also gets like not confident, gets scared, gets anxious, and I make dumb decisions, and it just does not work at all in any way for me. So yeah, I kind of, have accepted that, the first couple of weeks may definitely be rough, and I get that entirely. This is a fucking beautiful biome, by the way. sorry if you're listening to this as a podcast, but wow, this is magnificent, dude. Wow. Anyways, I just I understand that, like I said, this whole thing is going to be a process. I start next Tuesday because as I'm recording this video, I have Monday off for Memorial Day, and I have like 3 days to myself before I go into my more than definitely my biggest challenge at my current job right now. But for a higher pay raise, I know it'll be worth it for the money. But no, I just know that this experience is needed because I don't know, just don't see an issue with challenging myself. I've been wanting to leave this work for a while now, but obviously the fact that I haven't yet kind of got me into this position. But either way, it's just kind of like, alright, I guess I will stay here and I will simply just try my best, and there'll be moments where I will be stressed and all that, and I completely am ready for that to occur. Definitely. I am not expecting this job to be a sunshine and roses and all that at all. So I know what I might get myself into, but I know in the end I will figure it out eventually, and that'll be okay. So I mean, that's about it. I'm kind of excited, but also at the same time very nervous. But I obviously know that's normal. But I guess another thing before the video ends, the guy who is in Area B has for the past week or two been like, hey Matt, this is Spanish, so hey Matt, I'll teach you everything, don't worry, Poppy, I'll teach you all the machine stuff and you'll be fine. I'll be there. I'll be cutting most of the time anyways. Terrible Spanish accent, but I'm not home alone right now. So like it's just like entirely on board of like just having like a new operator there with him. And then today he came up to me and was just like, hey Matt, are you ready for Tuesday? You're going to be work partners and all that. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready for Tuesday. And then like half an hour later, I just go up to like other coworkers and I just see like the mother of the brothers talking to this guy, and the mother just tells me like, he's trying to get like a guy who's going to be replacing you to work with him instead because he likes the way he works, as in the guy who is operator of the Area B already is going to try and talk to my supervisor about it and be like, hey, can you like actually just like send this like relatively new guy who has started working here for like a couple months at this point like to me instead, and like if I need Matt, I'll have him work with me if needed, but I just would rather have the newer guy who is less experienced and all that work with me for some fucking reason, which is weird, but also like, alright, I don't mind doing the same thing I do just with like $1 more to pay, $1 more added to my pay, like I don't mind that, I guess, like whatever. Obviously I still have to like be trained and know all the stuff, which I'm okay with, but I don't know, man, it's just like also like, okay, well, I've been kind of hyping this up all week, the week or two just of us working together, and now you're just like, oh, actually no, I want this other guy. to work with me, alongside me, not you. And it's just like, okay. Well then, so who knows what will happen. Very, very just weird, exciting, and anxious time. But the thing that's been helping me go forward, like push forward, is the fact that the Switch 2 is coming out soon. So, you know, that's the entire reason why I'm not really going crazy at all. But yeah, that's going to do it. I don't know when the next video will be, but if you enjoyed this one, and you know, want more videos from me. I don't talk about my life that much, but you know, I figured this video is like good enough to do that. So yeah, if you guys want to support this channel, feel free to like the video and subscribe. I have been seeing that the past couple of videos have been getting a decent amount of views, so thank you all for that. More videos on the way soon, hopefully, and that will do it. Bye bye.